welcome everyone to the Film Vault. That is Anderson. I'm Brian Bishop, here to bring you the top 5 for this week. Top 5 breakfast scenes. Brought to us by listener and host Anderson.
I do listen sometimes. You're right. You caught me. I have to listen sometimes when I'm remastering the old ones. Every now and again, I'll listen just to make sure the show sounds okay. And I'll admit this to you, Brian. It's early in the show. No one's listening. People usually tune in like halfway through the show. That's not true at all. That's a lie. I should be admitting this to you at the end of the program. My favorite time to listen to podcasts or anything, actually, if I'm not on the road, is when I'm cooking.
Oh.
I love cooking. I've always heard that, cooking's relaxing. I didn't understand that until just very recently. And now, I love to just all right, kids down, wife's watching her shows. I'm going to cook myself something.
Who do you cook for?
Me.
I was going to say, there's only one person in this house that's eating the food you cook.
Yeah, it makes me kind of sad. I'm hoping Atticus will enjoy my cooking because I'm getting a little bit better. As anything when you do it more often. But I'll just throw something in.
Well, not anything. I mean, I've been doing podcasting for a long time.
That's good. Valid point. Very, very fair point.
I've gotten worse, perhaps.
But usually it's Billy Burr, right? That's my go-to because I don't have a whole lot of time to just tune out and listen to something while I'm doing something with my hands or something. The gym and cooking is pretty much it. And on the road, but not important. But every now and again, I'll spot check the Film Vault just to see how it sounds.
You're a fan.
And probably 2 out of 3 times, I'll continue to listen. I'm just supposed to listen to the first 30 seconds to a minute or so, make sure that everything's sounding good.
Because where are they going?
What's happening next? Oh, tell me more. More often than I like to admit. 2 out of 3 times, I'd say.
Well, in your defense,
this won't be one of them. Anderson, if you're listening, shut her down.
In your defense, a lot of times when you do that, you're hearing me say those things for the first time.
That's maybe the most fair thing you've ever said. What is Brian going to say next? Because I have no fucking clue.
Yeah. Where's this going?
What?
Where's this going?
Huh?
Yeah, see, exactly.
I'll hear it maybe next week.
Future Anderson. Yeah, on the edge of your seat.
All right. Hey, quick little reminder. We'll be watching Eraserhead with anyone who would like to come. It's a good time to give it a shot. See if you like watching movies.
On the sidelines.
If you want to see what it's like
Eraserhead.
hanging out with Brian and I in my living room once a month, and kibitzing, we always do a half hour up top, and then we start the movie.
A lot of interaction with the fans.
A lot of interaction. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The fans, the listeners always have us laughing.
If you're at the $10 level, I can call you a fan.
Yeah, okay. If you're at $10, that's also fair. A lot of fair things being said by Brian, but good one to dip into. Also, you get full access to all of the archive that is up there. It's not every single show that we've ever done, but it's a lot of them. All the live show from way back when, all of the watch-alongs that we've done. You get access to so much stuff with the Film Vault by coming on at the $5 level, and obviously at the $10 level. And then anyone who's already at the assigner level or the decider level, they have access to come hang out with us. Florence a lot of the time hangs out. Giovanni hangs out. Eric Hamslime hangs out. A lot of Andrew Martin, who just signed us a movie earlier in the week. He'll probably be there for Eraserhead. He was telling me. So a lot of the regulars are in there, and they all talk with each other. It's a good little film.
It's a
community, yeah, for sure. And we'll be watching Eraserhead, experiencing Eraserhead.
Yeah, you don't watch it, you experience it.
I might bring Atticus in at one point just so he can tell me what he thinks that thing is. What do you think it is, buddy? He might say Baby E.T., and he'd probably be right.
You wouldn't be far off.
You wouldn't be far off. I'd say, you know what I'd say? I'd say, that's fair, buddy.
That's fair.
Beat it. All right. Breakfast scenes. Are you a breakfast fella, Brian?
Sure. Yeah. I eat breakfast every day.
I used to force it on myself.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm nauseous for the first 3 hours of every day, pretty much.
One of the, a small factor, but one of the factors in me finally quitting keto about a year or so ago.
You quit keto?
I did.
Keto involves quitting other things.
That's true.
And you've double backed and quit.
I
God,
quit
we're American.
Quitting.
We're so Western. I've quit quitting.
For 4.5 years, I had eggs and sausage and cheese every single day for breakfast.
Yeah, every day.
It was good, and I like it. I still have that sometimes. Mm-hmm. But one of the factors in going off keto was I really miss granola.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love granola.
You also probably miss not looking like a survivor of World War II.
Meaning what? Oh, speaking of which, top 5 Jews next week.
Very sickly you looked while on that keto. You look much better getting off the keto. Okay. I remember your wife and I talking behind your back about how we were strategizing.
How do I remember that?
Strategizing on how to get you off this keto. We were both concerned. You were obsessed.
Did it involve sourdough pancakes?
No, it did not. But we both agreed that it was a control thing with you more than anything else. And, you want to have some control over this disease. And I totally get that. And that was probably the closest you could get at the time. But we both saw from very clear perspective that you were withering away, Brian. So I'm very happy.
Probably should have told me that.
We did.
Probably should have voiced that.
Once again, you don't listen. But I absolutely
I can't wait
did.
to hear this for the first time.
Dude, I was always trying to get you to drink beer.
That's true. 4.5 beers without beer. Imagine that.
All right. So let's...
Yes, breakfast. I love breakfast. I love brunch. I love... I'll have breakfast for dinner sometimes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Eggs, whatever.
I guess I know what you mean.
You've had breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
Everyone has.
Well, a lot of time we'll find like a diner that like specializes in breakfast, so we
Well,
can have it, at night.
Or you were talking about with Corona about the Jewish deli, the 24-hour Jerry's Famous Deli.
Yeah. Going away.
Get breakfast anytime.
Yeah. Starting to go away though. Yeah.
Jerry's is gone for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the ones. I would say that's semi-iconic.
We just went to, this is just happened to be, but the family and I were down in West Hollywood area on Sunday, and we went to Swingers, which closed down for a short bit, and then
the restaurant
came back. Yeah, Swingers of like the '90s fame. It's been there forever on Beverly Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
The Santa Monica one shut down forever, but Swingers is a very particular type of diner, a hipster style diner. But it's great. It's fantastic, and we got to slip in there and have a little diner food, a little breakfast, if you must know.
I feel like you're in the land of the diner up here in the valley.
There used to be way more. The diner. We're not doing top 5 diner scenes, but the diner took a big hit. During COVID, diners across the country got hit harder than any other type of restaurant.
I can see that.
So Lowry's got hit down in. I remember there was a bit of a scandal with me talking about Lowry's didn't need as much help as like other smaller restaurants.
I tried to give that
during COVID.
Give an
upset our
applause for
friend.
Lowry's for our friend, and you opposed.
Well, we weren't together at the. I'm not going to get into it, but you and I were remote, and I was angsting to give you shit, and you were. It was very. I felt bougie of you because it's a very high, fine dining restaurant, and
it's a steak, a prime rib steak.
It's also a friend of ours who's been very good to us. So I was gonna err on the side of caution, and then I did the Anderson thing, which was fuck it, let's just start yelling at Brian, even if there might be some
merit,
friendly fire, and what do you call it? The casualties. What do you call it? What do you call it? When
friendly fire.
No. When someone gets hit on the side.
Oh, a shrapnel.
Yeah, there's shrapnel, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some kind of casualties. What is that word? So many people screaming at their devices right now.
I don't know. You're like, you mean like the
like when there's a bunch of gunfire between cops and robbers, and some kid
crossfire.
Yeah, some kid gets hit or something. It's I want to go ask some. I thought you knew things.
Oh, collateral damage.
Collateral damage. I threw you with the casualties.
You really did.
Thank you, Brian.
Because everything you're saying was correct.
There was some collateral damage,
That's
is
right.
what I'm trying to say with DVK.
She
So I apologize. Anyways, turns out I was feeling that pain just the other day in a hockey locker room while Atticus and I were undressing after his hockey practice, and I was talking to a dad who was going down to the Kings game. He's like, "Where should I go?" I said, "Lowry's. This is great." Another dad said, "Oh yeah, that didn't make it." And I was like, "Oh no, good. Maybe I was completely wrong."
I went there in December.
The one down LA Live, across the street from Crypto Center.
Oh yeah.
I guess COVID knocked it out. So what are we doing? We're talking breakfast.
Talking local dinner establishments.
Quick reminder that next week we'll be watching I Want You Back, which is on Prime. Emily Hood's she assigned this at, as well as Tokyo Godfathers. Tokyo Godfathers from Jonathan Oxhorn will be watched by us, as well as two new. I'll be watching Ant-Man 3.
Oh, and the Wasp.
And the Wasp, yes. So I will be watching that actually on the Disney lot, if you must know.
Oh my God! Wait, when does it actually come out?
It comes out, I think, this Friday.
Okay.
So we'll be watching. I'll be watching that, Flickfesting that, as well as another movie that the critics tended to love from 2022, preparing for our Volties, which is coming up in March. So be another jam-packed Flickfession episode next week with some good ones. Robust, yes. Yeah, indeed. David Dasmalchian actually invited all of the acting group that I work with, that I assist with weekly. We're all going to the Disney lot to watch a sneak peek of the day before it comes out. So
that's awesome.
Very nice. Thank you to David Dasmalchian for hooking up that community. All right, let's do this. Anything else you want to say?
What was your criteria for your top 5?
Well, it had to be breakfast.
Me too.
Also, it had to involve the actual meal to an extent. It couldn't just be happening. I saw some good scenes, but no breakfast was being had. And also, I'm not getting clever here and putting like swingers on there where they're eating like, the bacon and eggs at 3 a.m. after a night out. No, that doesn't count for me. However, I'm going to ask if one of mine on my list hits the mark. I'm not sure. I do have a backup just in case.
I think you know what? Thank you. One of mine may fall into that. I don't remember what time of day it was, but it was definitely breakfast was being eaten. So we'll talk about that. All I know is that you and I both like the scene. How much crossover?
I'm going to look and say one.
Okay. I'm nervous because, like I alluded to on the last Flick Fashion episode, I was listening to you discuss this very topic on the After Disaster, and you brought up my number 5. As I'm in the car, I'm like, he described it as I would describe it, and I'm like, this is very upsetting.
Is it involve an Italian man?
It does.
Oh no,
Might have made the list.
Bri.
It's an excellent scene,
It's much higher on my list.
and was not going to make it. It was almost an afterthought, and I was looking at clips, and I ran.
You
across,
stole it, is what you're trying to
No, I wish.
talk
It was-
yourself out of. You're going to try to make it look like you didn't steal it, but
Okay.
you stole it.
Sure. I'm a robust also ran list.
Robust is being used entirely too
much.
much on this episode.
My Cousin Vinny from 1992.
Never heard of it. What is
Jonathan
this?
Lynn. It's a fun broad comedy starring Joe Pesci and what's her face, Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, she's in there.
Best supporting actress winner for this film, Marissa Tomei.
She did. Yes, she's also George Costanza's girlfriend.
There's a great scene that I wouldn't have even thought of unless I ran across the clip and realized, yeah, that's very funny. And I should let you take it away because you described it so eloquently. But it's a fish out of water story. Pesci and Marissa Tomei are in a very small
little town.
Very small town.
A whistle goes off at 5:30 in the morning to wake up the entire town to let them know it's working time.
And they're of course New York City folk. And
it works though. It would even work today because they're a particular type of New York City folk. They're not like that well-to-do. They're like their own trope from where they're from, so they can make fun of this city that they're in. It's not like these aristocrats are coming in.
Yes, they're not punching down.
Yeah, they're punching straight ahead. I think like you guys are a little bit, down on your luck. So are we, to an extent, right?
So they're in this small town which has one restaurant, it's a diner, and they go there for breakfast because where else are they going to go? They're in town to defend, I guess, the guy's cousin, my cousin Vinny. So they sit down at the counter.
A couple Utes.
They sit down at the counter, and the chef / proprietor hands them a menu, and you see Marissa Tomei and Joe Pesci looking at the menu, kind of looking at it, surveying the menu, and they kind of look at each other and they go, what do you think? Breakfast? She goes, yeah, I think breakfast. And we get that great POV shot over their shoulder. There's 3 items on the menu: breakfast, lunch, dinner.
$1.99 for breakfast, $2.99 for the lunch, $3.99 for that dinner there.
Enjoyable.
And then they proceed to have some breakfast.
They get into a discussion of what a grit is.
Well, we'll get there. Brian.
Okay.
All right. Maybe later in the program we'll actually hear from Vinny himself. Yes. Number 5 for me is iconoclastic. Right. It's an iconic scene. Many of us who were from this era. That is grew up kids of the 80s.
Okay.
Probably tried this at one time or another. I'm sure this kid's still doing it today. You wake up, you don't have to go 6 full eggs if you're a kid. Maybe go 3, which is probably what I did before gagging. And you crack those things open, you put them in a jar, in a glass, and you swallow them down just like Rocky. 1976, Rocky waking up at the crack of dawn to do
he's doing road work.
His training, and it opens up. He pulls himself out of bed in his little dingy apartment.
It's still dark.
That was a dingy apartment. That was not an absurd abode.
No, not at all. That fit his character perfectly.
Even in Philadelphia, that fit. And he goes to the fridges were very small back then. Everyone towered over their fridges. You notice that?
That's true. Yeah, you open the fridge, you're looking down at things.
Yeah, the fatter we get, the bigger our fridges too.
That's true.
Yeah. You look back, you look at movies from like the 50s, 60s, 70s, like they got these little fridges.
I have to look up for some things.
Now we got fridges that are like built into like an entire butler pantry. It's like you just walking. Everyone has their own walk-in fucking freezers.
Don't like it.
So he's standing over this puny little fridge, and he puts a glass on top, and we see him. It's just all uncut too. It's a great shot. And he just takes an egg out, cracks it one hand. You can tell he's been doing this a while, right? That takes some skill to be able to crack an egg. There's probably some shell. Probably some shell. You're not there?
Not there.
That takes a big man to admit that he can't crack an egg with one hand.
Can't do it.
Good for you, Brian. Pat yourself.
I could demolish the egg, but I couldn't crack it.
I believe I counted 6 eggs that he cracked into this, and then he just swallows them down whole. And I'm sure that at the time, the audience reaction was mortified. I'm sure you heard a lot of gasps.
It's a lot of protein.
A lot of protein. And then he hits the road. He's out there, and he and Paulie are training.
Is it Paulie or Mickey?
I'm pretty sure it's Paulie. Hey, Mickey made my list last week. Look at this. Rocky getting all this love. Deservedly.
You love Rocky?
I absolutely love it. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, my God.
No, that's not true.
I just learned this.
Who directed Rocky?
Avildsen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Murray's
piece of
own
trivia.
documentary, John G. Avildsen, King of the Underdogs.
Yep, He also directed...
Karate Kid.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
Killing it.
I know. That's
at
all I
you.
got.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
All right, so that's my number 5. 1976 is Rocky, The Eggs and Rock.
Number 4 is my only clip.
That means I got to put on my
So I
glasses.
got that ready. I got to set it up, though. Going all the way back. I don't even know if you've seen this. We rarely discuss this movie, and it's also kind of... Oh, is this on your list?
No, I remembered something I had to do.
This is also a movie. We all have those movies, Anderson, where you're getting into film. You're a teenager. You're a man in your late teens. Not even a man. You're a person in your late teens, and you see all these lists of classic movies. Everyone has to see 101 classic movies. You have to see.
Who does?
And sometimes you see them too early, and they don't resonate like they might resonate with 30-year-old you. And this is definitely a movie that I wish I had seen later in life because I might have gotten more out of it.
I'm in luck.
Appreciate it. Five Easy Pieces.
I have not seen.
Oh, see? You might appreciate it now. Mm-hmm. 5 Easy Pieces, 1970 film directed by Bob Rafelson, starring Jack Nicholson. Poor Jack, he just wants breakfast. Mm-hmm. He just wants his some eggs and toast.
That's all he wants.
He goes into a diner, the aforementioned diner. Didn't realize how many of these involve diners. He just wants eggs and toast, Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but this is just a couple of years after the Summer of Love, the counterculture revolution. So there's a real divide between the young people, which Jack was at the time, and the old establishment. You know what I mean? So Jack goes in there, and he's like, "I want some eggs and toast," and she's like, "I'm sorry, the eggs come with cottage cheese or whatever it is." And she points to the menu, no substitutions. These are real. It's a pattern in Jack Nicholson movies. She's like a Nurse Ratched type,
Right.
The server. She's like, no substitutions.
Yeah.
And he goes, I just want toast. Okay. He's like, okay, I'll do a side of toast. She goes, we don't do sides of toast.
Right.
And now he's freaking out. He's like, you make sandwiches here. You have the bread. Can you just toast it for me? He's like,
Give me what I want.
Yeah, basically. He's like, how is that so hard? And so
Channeling a little defense, like 20 years before defense.
And that's right.
Yeah,
and so
falling down.
he comes up with an elaborate yet effective solution to get his beloved eggs and toast.
You've got bread and a toaster of some kind?
I don't make the rules.
Okay, I'll make it as easy for you as I can. I'd like an omelet, plain, and a chicken salad sandwich on wheat toast. No mayonnaise, no butter, no lettuce, and a cup of coffee.
Number 2, chicken salad sand. Hold the butter, the lettuce, the mayonnaise, and a cup of coffee. Anything else?
Yeah, now all you have to do is hold the chicken, bring me the toast, give me a check for the chicken salad sandwich, and you haven't broken any rules.
You want me to hold the chicken, huh?
I want you to hold it between your knees.
You see that sign, sir? Yes, you all have to leave. I'm not taking any more of your smartness and sarcasm.
You see this sign?
Oh, that's not a sign. That's an act of aggression.
That's right.
That's an act of aggression, Brian, and I'm offended by that.
The famous I want you to hold it between your knees. He's getting back at the man. In this case, the woman, but you know what I'm saying.
He looks old in this clip, though. Yeah.
He is an aged young man.
Everyone looked old back then, right?
True.
What year is that?
1970. Pre Cuckoo's Nest, yeah.
I got to see this 5 Easy Pieces. It's one of those movies where it comes up a lot, and I'm like, I've not seen.
It's a tone poem. It's actually a character. It's actually a character study.
A tone poem does not have that scene in it, Brian.
It's a real character study.
Number 4 for me. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I don't have a clip or anything. By the way, I got clips because I didn't have any clips, and then you sent me an email with a clip. I'm like, I am jealous. I want clips, and I got some great clips. All right, but I don't have a clip for this one. Then I have clips for 3 through 1, which we'll all enjoy.
Oh boy, well not me. I don't have
Copyrights be damned. Even if
headphones.
YouTube dings us, what are you gonna do? Oh, that's true. You don't have headphones. What are you gonna do? All right. Number 4 for me is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's a phenomenal scene.
Wow, yeah.
I saw it not too long ago. It's soon after the kids are shrunk, and Moranis realizes that they're shrunk. Do you want a tissue or something? I see a lot of wiping of noses.
I got a little drip.
You want a tissue?
Well, I don't want to blow in the microphone.
There's ways around that, Brian. Like literally around the mic. All right, listen. I'll get you one when you're reading Amazon. Okay. So yeah, they realized, and I watched this scene, and I saw this whole movie not too long ago, probably like 6 months ago or so, with the boy.
Doesn't she swim in like the giant thing of coffee?
The little kid is swimming. No,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
burned to death. It was in the coffee. It was in the Cheerios, Brian. With the life rafts is
Cheerios,
right there. It's very easy to write that. It writes itself. But the thing that I really noticed while watching this clip, kind of out of context, was just how nonplussed both the parents were. Like, our children are smaller than ants. They're probably in the backyard, and they're talking about how it's a jungle out there. He's sitting down eating fucking Cheerios while the children are presumably outside. Now they've
Breakfast
made
would be
it.
an afterthought.
They've made it inside to breakfast on the literally on the coattail of the dog, holding on to the dog's coarse hair, and they make it up onto the counter. The dog's the only one who's the wiser to this, and one of the kids falls into the Cheerios and almost gets eaten. As Rick Moranis is kind of contemplating the fact that his children are microbes in his backyard. It's a good scene. It involves some interesting set pieces. And Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which will
Is that Chris Columbus?
No.
It's not?
No. Which will forever be a different name because Mike Corona made an off-color joke a while ago, many, many years ago. But now every time I see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I think of
That's unfortunate.
Honey, I F the Kids, which is inappropriate. But it pops in my head first. It's Joe Johnston, Brian.
Okay.
Joe Johnston.
Director of Jurassic Park 3?
The Rocketeer.
That's a deep pull.
The Rocketeer. October Sky. Captain America, the First Avenger, right? He's directed some things. The Wolfman.
Serviceable.
Jumanji. Right. That's how I know his name, because I fell in love with Jumanji.
There you go.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or Honey, I Fucked the Kids, as Toronto said, was his directorial debut. All right, what do you got? You got another one over there.
Oh, we're going right to number 3?
Yeah, we'll
All right.
keep 2 with the top. And also, keep me honest here. Mitch Burns has gifted us with an MP3. Avery was supposed to take care of all of it, but since we're recording here during the day, he can't, so it falls on my shoulders. I almost forgot. It's Mitch Burns, who he helps out with the program. You all know his name. He's gifted us. I don't know if it's a Valentine's Day
He
thing.
ordered us not to open it until we're on the air.
Right, so I will be playing that. I don't know if Brian's going to be able to hear it.
Yeah,
Why do you not have headphones?
I never
All right,
ever used
I'm
it.
going to do all sorts of things. Get you a tissue and headphones during your read,
Look
okay?
at you.
All right, go ahead. What do you got?
Number 3, I wanted to go with a opulent feast. An opulent feast.
A what?
Of
Feast? A
An
who?
opulent feast.
Opulent feast, yeah.
That's right, an over-the-top feast. And I really wanted to go with Defending Your Life. But I feel like I'm bringing it up a little too much. So despite the fact that, I really want one of those omelets. They just bring it to him. Bring it to him right away in Defending Your Life. You're like, is this for someone else?
What would you do if you could eat anything and just
I'd do
forever?
anything.
What would you? I mean, if you sat down, you'd never get full. Like in Defending Your Life, what would you eat? What would you choose?
Wow.
What dinner? What type of dinner?
Wow. That's a really, I mean, I might go classic. I'd probably go ribeye steak, but then I would go, if I'm not getting full, cheesecake. Love cheesecake.
Yeah,
I do. And I rarely have it. When was the last time you had cheesecake?
a couple days ago.
Really?
I had a bite. The wife
see.
loves it. She
Really?
always gets it. Yeah.
That's
I don't
weird.
love it too much. It's too rich.
Oh, just rich enough.
It's too rich. All right. Go ahead. Number 3.
So instead, I went with Groundhog Day. 1993's Groundhog Day, of course, directed by Harold Ramis. Frank, played by Bill Murray, he realizes that whatever he does in his infinitely repeating day has no lasting consequences, so he proceeds to order everything from the local diner, of course, and it's funny because in both Vinny, which maybe we'll hear, and in this scene, both shot around the same time, early 90s, the dangers of cholesterol are brought up, high cholesterol. Mm-hmm. And Andy McDowell says to him, don't you worry about high cholesterol? I was like, I don't worry about anything.
Doesn't show up in my clip. That's right. There's a lot of breakfast scenes throughout this Groundhog Day because he has it every day.
True, but this is the one where he's at a table for 4, and the whole table is covered with food for him.
You know what I watched? Because I watched lots of clips in the research. I watched I don't know if you came across it as well, the Pretty Woman.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was very similar in the sense that I ordered everything on the menu. He's like, I didn't know what you liked, so I took the liberty of ordering you everything on the menu. Were you upset with this? First of all, fuck that movie. But were you upset? I liked the movie at the time, which I have great jam about. But
Sure. Like D2?
there was like 2 fucking plates on the table. Like it was an opportunity for them to show that this guy money is not an object. It doesn't matter.
It wasn't that opulent.
No,
Oh.
it was a couple eggs, some fruit, and maybe a waffle. What the fuck?
Do you think he had eaten most of it?
A very large, the whale,
The way.
the fucking, the Brendan Fraser's character, Fraser, he would have been disappointed.
That's
Like,
right.
where's the rest of it? And I'm not making jokes. Like that would not have been enough.
Because he puts ranch on his pizza.
He does do that.
I bet
Killing
that's good.
That's too much.
Agreed, he puts too much, but if you do a little dip, that's probably actually really good.
All right. Yeah, the scene that I flirted with having, it's on my Also Rens from Groundhog Day, was where he was kind of going over all the things that he was just coming on to her real strong, very confident, Andy McDowell, and she was explaining all the things that she looks for in a man, and he was responding that's me. I'm really close. But they weren't eating in that scene, so I threw it out. Plus, it just wasn't as good as others, such as number 3. Here I have either a tie or maybe one's just not eligible. You tell me. There's a scene in There Will Be Blood, Brian, where a man is eating steak and drinking vodka, and I believe it is the morning, and I believe that is his breakfast. He finishes it.
Non-traditional.
Finishes it with a little exercise. He's very tired by the end of his exercise, but he's having talks with the boy. You're just a boy about the milkshake and whatnot. Right. But he's having breakfast in a bowling alley.
I really forgot this story with him eating.
Mm-hmm.
I never remember that.
The steak looks so old and stale and stiff. It just got rigor mortis.
It's probably a well done steak.
It could. I think it's just been sitting around for a while too. He picks it up and he's eating it like a cookie. I've not seen the scene in quite some time. I didn't watch it this recent week. It's just embedded in my brain so deeply. That whole scene, the greatest overacting you ever see. There Will Be Blood. I think that's a breakfast scene. However,
I do remember it being in the morning, and I do remember. I mean, if that's what the man eats for breakfast, that's what he eats.
But what I think at least plays better for our purposes of what we're doing here is a movie that I did not like. The only thing I can say that I really did appreciate about Phantom Thread, which I saw twice, wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything.
It's a lot.
Watched it twice.
It's a real commitment.
I did not like it any more the second time. I know I'm in the minority as far as cinephiles go.
Love it?
Yeah, I think so. He likes quiet films. I've noticed a trend with my friend and your friend Mike Carano that movies he doesn't like he describes as loud. Like he hated Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, so it's assaulting his senses.
He hated. What did he hate most recently?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I don't think he's seen that, but I bet he would absolutely hate. Oh, he hated Babylon. Just so loud.
Too much.
Yeah, too much. All right. Well, Phantom Thread is not too much. There's many, many breakfast scenes in Phantom Thread, if you recall, where I think one of the first times he meets her, he's sitting down, he's telling her what she's doing wrong with the order and whatnot. She's sitting at the table now. He's sitting there with his sister, as they do every single morning, taking notes, figuring out what he's going to be doing for the day. They're all just silent, right? And it goes a little something. This is called, I titled this one, a distracting breakfast. And it sounds a little something like this. This is Daniel Day-Lewis in the Phantom Thread.
Please don't move so much, Alma.
I'm buttering my toast. I'm not moving too much.
Well, it's too much. It's a distraction. It's very distracting.
Maybe you pay too much attention to it.
It's hard to ignore. It's as if you just rode a horse across the room. There's too much movement. There's entirely too much movement at breakfast.
And he storms off.
He's annoyed.
He's very upset. She was very innocent. She should not have been
Subjected
to such abuse. Yes. However, not nearly as abusive as Eli was.
That was actually the extreme of abuse.
Your brother Paul, nice little business. Oh, I love it. All right, so yeah, that's my number 3 is Phantom Thread. Let's a little music guide producing the show. It takes chops. I forgot.
Finally, the part of the show you're all waiting for.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Give me a moment here because I
sorry,
forget
man.
where I'm at. Where am I at? Yeah,
we are imminently awaiting the part of the show that you're all waiting for. That's right, the Amazon read.
No. You gotta be more professional and buy some time for me. Stretch. If I had 2 hands, which I don't, I'd be doing the stretch thing too.
If I had one set of headphones, which I don't.
Oh, you will as you read the Amazon read. All right. So here we go.
Are you all in luck? Amazon coming up.
I know that time will not change you, but there are so many who wish it to.
Time to go over the interesting world of purchases made via our Amazon link that exists at andersonandbrian.com. If you're new to the show, welcome, first of all. Second, if you want to do any shopping on Amazon, which we all pretty much do, there's a little link there that costs you nothing to just tap and do your shopping. And wouldn't you know, we get a few pennies in the back end. Adds up. We appreciate you. Anderson, someone got, it's that time of year. Someone got the TurboTax Home and Business 2022 tax software.
It is that feeling of like when, for those of you who are listening who never had to deal with this, God bless you. You have no idea how easy your life was. Knowing that the report card that says it all is on its way home and it's going to show up one of these days, probably very soon, to the house. And every time you think about it, you just feel this pit in your stomach and you feel nauseous every time. That's what tax season is to me now as a grown adult. I don't have to worry about my parents getting my report card.
It's a report card on your income.
It's IRS getting my report card. And every time I just hear tax or see one of these goddamn ads that are incessant this time of year,
right.
I'm just like, oh, fuck. I've done it again. I'm not prepared.
When you were a young man, pre-internet, did you have to go down to the post office to get your tax forms, or were they mailed to you? So I remember having to go down a couple times.
Yeah, I think they might have been mailed. I think that I got them through my dad because he was an independent contractor as well. Or no, like when they just took the taxes out, I don't even know if I dealt with it. I think I just didn't file when I was like 14, 15 years old. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, when you're 14 or 15, but once you actually start making money.
Yeah, I don't remember. I have no memory of that.
Well, hopefully they'll haul you off for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they owe me money, if anything, because they were taking taxes out.
Other things purchased on that Amazon banner, the aforementioned Amazon banner, include, this is going to be interesting. I can't hear the music at all. I'm just going to assume that I hit the post. 2, thank you. Look at you. What a guy. 2, Defender Phoenix Security Systems, Corsair Vengeance Pro 64 gig desktop memory, and Corsair Vengeance 16 gig desktop memory. McCulloch Canister Steam Cleaner. Is there music playing? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, very quiet. Gixel, that's Google Pixel Buds Pro, noise canceling earbuds, Boss Office Home Office Chair, MSI Mag Core Liquid, Core Liquid Cooler, Ring Spotlight Cam Plus, Hey Dude, Men's Bradley Boots, Amazon e-gift card, you are loved. Oh, that's very nice. Probably for Valentine's Day. Enjoy. Echo Gear articulating TV wall mount. Boise X9 multi-use print and copy paper. Thanks for getting that through us on the regular. We appreciate you. 4, Xylus Restaurant Rotary Cheese Graters. I love those rotary cheese graters. That's the one where the guy comes like, would you like some Parmesan? Just puts it on your thing, puts it on whatever you're eating. I was told by an Italian at a restaurant, you're not supposed to put cheese on seafood.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a little dusting of Parmesan might be nice. I was admonished. Raycon Everyday Bluetooth Wireless Earbuds, Subutex 3-inch memory foam mattress topper, Menduka Pro Life Yoga Mat, Ubiquity Networks Edge Router X, Donatello Dehumidifier. Oh, we know people get humidifiers, so we got a dehumidifier. What if you had a humidifier or dehumidifier running at the same time just to keep stasis? That'd be stupid. Microsoft ergonomic keyboard and mouse combo, Royal Canin dry dog food.
I think you might have been getting drowned out the entire time I was gone.
That's all right. We can fix it in post.
No, we can't.
Bondhus set of 10 ball driver and hex T-handles, Lego Icons wildflower bouquet, Spa Guard chlorinating concentrate, and finally, someone picked themselves up a set of Donrin blackout curtains.
We hit the post. Whether anyone could hear you hitting the post, that's a whole other story.
probably
I don't know. I can't hear you at all. This is horrible.
Check.
Let me see. Check.
You're number 4 on the headphones. You're
Okay,
number 4.
we should switch headphones. How about that?
Okay.
Give me yours. Thank you, sir. And now it's time to hear about the movies that were clicked through.
This is probably something I should have handled before.
You could have brought headphones. I ask very little. Here
Check.
are the movies that were clicked through. This is the last time I tacked at Joel. Somebody clicked through and got Triangle of Sadness. Smart choice, I think. I would imagine you're going to be very happy at the beginning.
Your mic's off, dude.
You think it is, but it's not. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. You can't hear with those headphones.
I
So
really
maybe you weren't
can't.
getting drowned out. You don't need to hear me.
Fuck me.
Oh, you need to hear the clips, though.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
whole
what I
point.
said.
You'll put them in for the clips. It's weird, right? It's like you don't hear my voice. You just hear the music.
Oh,
Bizarre.
Hope you're coming in.
I'm coming in strong. Yeah, it's Triangle of Sadness. It starts off real strong. Yeah, some people liked it all the way through. I feel like it started too strong, and then I was expecting more throughout. The Shining was clicked through, or The Shining is called over here sometimes. The Deadly Affair was clicked through as well as Dark Passage. Look at that, Dark Passage. That's what I did over in Cinematics with the old Gregor. Thanks for clicking through. Black Snake Moan. Fuck to the S with Black Snake Moan. Brian, you seen that Black Snake Moan?
No,
Get
you
the
admonish
fuck
me.
out of here. Old School was clicked through as well as Lawless. Oh my God, he's got to keep that throat shut, Brian, with his fingies. Well, Tom Hardy. Midsommar.
I'm good.
He's got to keep it. They got to keep their face shut in Midsommar. Pokemon Detective Pikachu was clicked through as well as Suri Noir. Noir. A Good Woman. Is that Noir? Is that how you spell Noir?
I have no idea.
I always see film. No, there's an E on the end of it. Noir doesn't have an E on it. Unless I'm fucking dumb as shit, though. Who
As
knows?
far as I know.
A Good Woman is hard to find. Fuck the yes. As well as The Big Lebowski, Marcel, the shell with shoes on, the girl who played with fire, the girl who knocked the hornet's nest, the girl with the dragon tattoo, and A Woman Kills. Special edition Blu-ray.
Nice.
All clicked through. The program.
Admittedly, I don't know. Oh, is this? Never mind.
You know who else doesn't like the cheese? Entire culture.
Who?
Almost half the world.
Oh, Asians.
Asian culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you get it in your ramen, but it's rare. Yeah,
Rare,
you
rare.
don't go to a Chinese restaurant or even like a Panda Express and see anything with cheese in it.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all my favorite Asian dishes don't involve cheese.
The only time I've ever had any kind of seafood with cheese where it worked, I think, is like a fish sandwich, like maybe like a fish fillet. Other than that,
Interesting. That's a weird bastardization, though.
keep. Oh, it is for sure, but it's still. No, I'm not talking Chinese food. I'm talking just seafood.
Yeah, no, that's a weird bastardization of a fish sandwich.
There's a great fish sandwich in Pittsburgh at this little bar, like right in the center of town, Pioneer Square, and it's called the Oyster House. And they got amazing fish. I hope it's still there. Pittsburgh. It used to be called like the Bear Bar or something. And it's like in this tiny little square right in the middle of town. It's God, I love Pittsburgh. And they had these fish sandwiches. My dad and I used to always go in there and get a fish sandwich. And like the bun is like comically small compared to the giant slab of fried fish they give you. It's all coming out the side. You put hot sauce on there. Sometimes cheese on that works. Sometimes. That's all I got.
All right, that's
Wait.
a valuable contribution.
I just want to talk about cheese because you're the one who brought it up. You don't talk about food around me without me getting angry or adding to the discussion. All right, you got to for
Those are my only options.
the future. You should know that.
Do any of mine involve cheese?
All right, now it's time to go back to the program.
It's so easy to get lost inside your home. Windowless room where you can only feel alone.
Welcome back. Time to wrap up our breakfast scenes. Brought to us by Fan Anderson.
I'm a fan of this program.
Anderson.
I'm a fan of the program. I can readily admit that. Yeah, you know something I learned. I'm gonna actually try this with my my young boy later, probably today. And I was upset because I didn't write it down as it happened in the movie Hit the Road, which I flickfest earlier this week, the Iranian road film with the family. The dad is having a conversation with his eldest son. It's like the only meaningful conversation they have throughout the whole movie before he goes off to school. And he was talking about things he taught him. And here's what you do. When you meet someone new, you want to see if they're a good friend or if they can be trusted. You take an apple and you say, hey, let's split that. And you give it to them. Let them do the splitting. And you see which piece they give you, the big piece or the little piece. That tells you a lot about a person.
Okay.
That tells you a lot about a person. I think that's a good lesson. Like teach your kids.
Sure.
Not only about kids, other people they're going to be dealing with, but about themselves too.
Yeah, true.
That's the main thing. Like, which piece would you give? Like the big piece or the little piece? I like that. That's something that's going to have staying power with me from that movie Hit the Road, which I never thought of before.
It's like the dad had a conversation with you.
With Atticus through me. I mean, I don't need that. I'm always going to give the big piece, Brian,
That's good.
because I don't like apples.
What's the? There's always something. What's the difference between 8 ounces of apple and 6 ounces? Ultimately.
It's the same thing, and it's sad to say, but more of us do it in traffic than we don't, especially out here in LA. Maybe it's an LA thing, but you put your blinker on. There's room, plenty of room. The person who's in the lane behind you, and you put in the
Speeds
blinker,
up.
they speed up to make sure that you can't get over. That
Right.
is fucked, and unfortunately, there's more of us that are like that than not, at least in traffic.
And it back to my original point just now, which is, what's the difference? What's the difference between you being in that spot or that spot? There is zero time difference.
I think it's a primitive thing, part of our brain that takes over, especially when we're talking about traffic. And I've caught myself where I've been on the road. I'm like, they probably think I'm doing that, but like I'm in a place where they're trying to get over. They would hit my front bumper because I'm in their blind spot, so I'll speed up to get out of their way. But I'm like, they probably think I'm being an asshole right now. I really hope they don't think that, because I hate that person, and I hope I'm not that person in their eyes right now.
They forgot about you.
Number 2 for you?
Sure.
Do it.
I hope this isn't on your list, but it's a scene we both like from a movie I only kind of like. I'm talking about Fury. Fury, written and directed by David Ayer with Brad Pitt.
Hate this movie.
Yeah, but great breakfast.
I shouldn't say hate.
Breakfast scene.
Let me down hard.
Really solid breakfast scene. A couple of the guys from the regiment are going to have breakfast, civilized breakfast with 2 local German girls whose town they just liberated, when the rest of the platoon comes barging in like drunken idiots, and they attempt to derail the very delicate situation. Remember,
Jerks.
they barely speak, they can barely communicate, but they're going to have like a civilized, quiet breakfast, and then here comes Bernthal.
Yeah. I had not thought of this scene at all. I remember it was tense too, like because I thought that was going to get really,
they were
really
kind of
ugly.
terrorizing the girls,
Yeah.
but like Brad Pitt and I guess it was Logan Lerman were kind of, hey, fucking knock it off.
Let's be humans here for a minute. We have a chance. We have an excuse to be humans here for a second. You guys can't even allow that.
Yep.
That little piece of humanity to slip in.
We're in the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
Just everyone relax. And remember, I think it was Bernthal who was being a real asshole. Like when he realized what was going on, which is, they're trying to like have some quiet time with these ladies. Like he licks the girls' eggs. Remember, it's like, we're trying to have eggs here. Like, you are, really? Bleh.
Yeah.
And
You thought that it was going to come to blows.
Brad
You thought it was
Pitt's,
going to get...
gentleman that he is, gentleman and warrior, he switches eggs with the girls. He's like, I'll eat those gross licked eggs.
Good one. Good one.
Good choice. I was quite pleased with that.
Yeah. You didn't really, be honest. You didn't remember that scene though until you came across it in research. Because I can't remember that movie.
Oh yeah,
that movie's forgettable.
If you'd asked me about Fury, I'd have to think about it before I thought about the breakfast scene.
When I think of Fury, I think of like
Shia's chipped tooth.
I think of When I Broke My Back.
Right.
I think of Shia's filed down tooth because he filed down his tooth to get that role. That's how bad he wanted it. Which, whether that's true or not, probably, maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
That's very much believable.
It was probably a very good script. I didn't know it was going to turn out to be that movie that it was. I think of that, and I also think about when I fell off the roof and broke my back because of how hard the movie let me down.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were full of fury.
Oh no! All right, you ready?
Please.
My number 2 is a movie that's already been mentioned. It was Brian's number 5 pick. It's My Cousin Vinny. It's very strange. I must be out of phase with those headphones.
Mix minus?
Brian has nothing to do with mix minus. So here it is. This is a clip from My Cousin Vinny. This is him trying to figure out what a grit is. The two of them are trying to figure out what a grit is, and he's talking to the short order chef.
What's this over here?
You never heard of grits?
Sure, I heard of grits. I just actually never seen a grit before. Yeah, honey, you can try it.
You first.
What is a grit, anyways?
It's made out of corn. Them hominy grits.
Hominy?
Smelling it.
How do you cook it?
Well, you simmer it in water for 15 or 20 minutes, put it on the plate and add butter.
So, you gonna eat it or not?
And then he takes a bite. The punchline is she takes a picture of him eating the grit. You ever have grits?
I have, but I'm gonna blow your mind with a fun fact. And you can take this, you can repeat it, you can claim it as your own.
Oh, it's mine. Okay, cool. Can't wait.
You know what, listeners, if you disagree, first of all, you're wrong. Secondly, send your emails to Anderson.
To Brian. I'm going to say your fucking email again. I'm going to say it again. You made us cut it out last week.
Please don't.
Keep doing this. I'm going to say it.
Grits, same thing as polenta.
Oh, yeah? Exact same thing. They're both hominy corn?
More or less. There's different kinds, different variations.
On a molecular level, I feel like they're not the same.
More or less the same thing.
I feel like on a molecular level, they're
same
not.
Same thing. Delicious.
I didn't try a grit.
Polentas, Mrs. Bishop.
I was probably
not Christy, my mom.
In my 30s or so when I first tried some grits, because obviously I'd never been invited over to your house where Mrs. Bishop might have served me some. But I was always very curious. I like the grits because you can go sweet or savory with them.
That's true.
You can do whatever you like with them. They're kind of like a blank palate.
Season them up. Easy.
Kinda like cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, same thing. You could go fruit with those
yeah,
cottage
yeah.
cheese. You could put a little salt and pepper and tomatoes if you
something
like. Yeah. All right, so that was my number 2. The best part of that scene is the breakfast scene, but it's very visual. Where and Brian already recounted it, like the choosing breakfast.
What do you think? Breakfast?
Grits. I was fascinated by grits, and I'm so not from the South, even though I'm from Southern California. First time, maybe the only time. No, I've had grits here and there, but never from the South. I never really spent any time in the South. But I think it was like Lucille's Barbecue was the first time I ever got some grits.
Out here?
And collard greens, yeah. Because it's just not like, All right.
Doesn't travel well.
No.
Number 1 for me. I hate to go obvious, but I got to. I'm going Pulp Fiction. The breakfast scene enters, it opens and closes the movie. Imagine my confusion.
Right.
Imagine I was mystified. I'm like, didn't we already see this?
Because Brian's confused by Pulp Fiction.
Have we not already seen these characters? Have we not already been inside this diner?
Right. Oh, wait. Is it the same? Oh, did you think like it was like the movie with different casting and they made a mistake and put different?
It entered my mind. But
Like maybe they shot the movie with different actors?
Or perhaps the projector got the reels mixed up. You know what I mean? It was supposed to go seamlessly from one breakfast scene to
Of course. Yes, I get you. We just, for those of you who might not be following along, don't know what Brian's talking about. I think it was his number 1 when we did top 5 most confusing movies. I think Pulp Fiction was his number 1. So that's just to reiterate.
I was 15. Pulp Fiction, yes. Fun fact, the location, Anderson, was the old Hawthorne Grill in Hawthorne, California, right here in Southern California, which was sold and recently demolished to make way for an AutoZone.
Oh, cool. Because
So-
we all need, light bulbs.
That's right.
We do.
Of all the
Halogen bulbs.
Isn't it weird? Like of all
Oil.
all the places that you think would be obsolete with the internet and everything these days, Amazon, etc. AutoZone. Can't
Yeah.
you get everything?
You know why it's not?
Why?
Because you need that shit like now.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you need something from the AutoZone, chances are you need it today.
Yeah, it's like I got a Padiddle. I'm not going to be driving around with one headlight for any extended period of time. I need
So
it
true,
now.
really good
My oil light is on. I'm not fucking around waiting for Amazon to send that stuff.
I'm less confused now.
Amazon, you notice Amazon was like really late and they were fucking around and now they're like back on top of things. I mean, this is not an ad for Amazon. I feel uncomfortable, but like, they were doing that. The 2-day shipping thing was more like 4 or 5 day shippings there for a minute. And now it's like, they're sending shit like scary. It's like, are there droids outside, locker droids with my shit ready to spit in my house?
I do come across the option for same day delivery. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so for those of you who are very local and never spend any time down on the west side, you go like the 10 freeway right before the McClure Tunnel to get to the beach. Lincoln is an off-ramp there. At the end of the off-ramp, I've seen this thousands of times because I grew up in that area, is an old Googie diner. These are all Googie diners for the most part with the rock face, and they're a very particular diner of the 50s. There's an old Googie diner.
Called Googie?
Googie is the style, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like the name of.
No, I'm sorry if I'm not being clear. Yeah, the style of the diners that were built like almost stamped, step and repeat across the country back in the 50s were called Googie diners. Okay. And there's one, it's got a big penguin on the top of it.
Yes.
And it's now a dentist, I think. Sadly, it's a fucking dentist office.
Really?
But it's an old Googie diner. They at least kept the structure and and I always imagined that scene taking place in that diner. And I never went to look it up to see if I was right or not. It's hard to tell these diners one from the next because they all look the same.
True.
But I guess it's in Hawthorne, and it's a place that I will never ever go.
You never had the chance.
Unless I need a light bulb for my car.
I can't believe I never went in my younger days.
You sit right at that table, you order some eggs.
Hawthorne is not far away.
Well, where the very famous podcast, The After Disaster, did a special episode for, I can't remember what the occasion was, but we did it at Bob's Big Boy there in Burbank.
That's right.
And it's at a table where the Beatles, your Beatles, sat.
My beloved Beatles?
Your beloved Beatles sat at this table. There's a little plaque.
I didn't know
And
that.
we were talking about maybe covering that plaque, memorializing the booth for the Beatles and putting an After Disaster plaque up there.
Here.
Seeing how long it would. If we could do that, if we were to actually make a little plaque that looked just like it, it would probably last for a few weeks.
Yeah, it would last for at least a few days.
Maybe half a day, because I just realized what happened. Like a dumb family smart family, and astute family would say, "Excuse me, miss, hey, what is this after?
Yeah.
No, what is the After Disaster?
I see.
Why is it important that they sat here?"
Tell me the story.
And I picture Flo from Mel's Diner being there.
That's some real grassroots marketing.
Kiss my grits. I thought grits was an ass. I'm not kidding. I thought grits was another word for butts while growing up because of Kiss My Grits. All right, number one for me. I love this scene. It's the very first scene. It's rare that this happens too, Brian, where we come up with a topic, and the very first one that pops into my mind is the topic.
That's usually how it works
is the
for me.
clip, is the choice. But I've tried to make myself like chorizo and eggs because they seem so unattainable
Chorizo's great.
and good. It's not for me. There's too much.
Surprised.
It doesn't taste like meat to me. There's too much spice. Too much other things going on in there. Anyways, chorizo and eggs sound great.
Yeah.
Especially when you're broke and you don't have the money for them. So
It's aspirational.
This is Midnight Run. Towards the end, they're getting close to the end. This is a great movie. I absolutely sign off on, despite the dated soundtrack. Charles Grodin and Robert De Niro are two of the greatest two-handed movies.
Is that a joke about the soundtrack? Because I brought it up and you admonished me.
No. This has never happened. I've always said that one of the problems with this movie is the soundtrack does not fit the movie, and it's
okay.
I wouldn't. That might have happened
Maybe
with
it's a
another movie,
different movie.
not this movie. Never. I've always had a problem with this soundtrack. All right, so here it is. They're at the end of the road almost. They're almost to the goal line, which is getting Charles Grodin delivered. And they're completely out of money. Or are they? And here's how it goes. And when they go down, they sit at the bar at this little Greasy Spoon diner. And Charles Grodin is starving. Robert De Niro just paid all of $3, I think, for a pack of cigarettes. Maybe $2. Back then, cigarettes were very cheap. It costs like $12 a pack now, Brian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
They were $1.25 when I started smoking.
Really?
So you
That's
know
how long you've been in the game.
And how aggressive the taxes have been.
That's 10 times more.
I just needed to muster together 5 quarters, and I could ride my bike down to Coco's and buy a pack of cigarettes when I was 12.
Speaking of diners.
Jeez, I sound old when I say shit like that. All right, here we go.
Out of the vending machine?
Yeah, the vending machine. I got so fucking nervous. Dude, I needed like 2 or 3 cigarettes right after I committed the crime. It was back by the bathroom and the phones. The phone, it wasn't a phone booth, but there was 2 phones on the wall back there, and there was a cigarette machine right in between the 2 of them. And I would ride my little bike down there. It took me about a half hour to get down there. I was 12 years old. And then I'd go in there all nervous, like, they're going to notice that I'm here and I don't have family members here. And I go to the back pretending I'll go to the bathroom, and I come out and look both ways and throw 5 quarters in there. And then like 3 or 4 times in a row, I fucked up and panicked and did the filterless Camels.
No.
Yeah, so then I'm sitting there smoking the fucking darts. Oh, that's how I taught myself to smoke, though. Remember almost puking a few times, just pushing through the pain.
Gotta go through it.
Dumbass. I don't smoke anymore. Just these stupid. All right, here we go. Less of that, more of this.
How much money do we have left? That's it?
That's it.
We're starving and you're buying cigarettes?
I need these cigarettes. You can have your whatever you're gonna have. I'll have this.
What can I do for you boys?
Coffee, please.
Disbelief. De Niro needs nothing but coffee.
How much is the coffee?
It's 53 cents.
How much is tea?
53 cents.
He's counting the change. Get just enough for coffee and tea.
Love tea.
Okay, and our breakfast special today is chorizo and eggs.
Chorizo and eggs?
Chorizo and eggs.
Chorizo.
Yes.
What is that, please?
It's a Mexican sausage mixed in with scrambled eggs, and it comes with hash browns and toast.
Salad.
Won't be having that. Thank you.
We won't be having that. Thank you. And Grodin is just dying. He's so hungry. And De Niro I don't need it. I got my cigarettes. I got my coffee. That's all I need. I don't need any breakfast. I'm not fancy like you over there with your breakfast eating. We won't be having that. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Grodin's just like, did you hear what you just described? Chorizo and fucking eggs. I wanted to enjoy chorizo and eggs every time I give it a
I can't
shot.
believe you don't like it. It's so good.
Maybe I've just never got them in the right place.
Are you...
I love good Mexican food. It's just I've never had a chorizo that I've liked. Plus, I don't eat pork anymore. So
are
it's
you
been a long time.
sensitive to like certain spices and flavors and things?
I hate cilantro. That's about it.
Yeah, but chorizo is more savory and, like you said, spicy.
It wasn't that long ago. They had some chorizo in something that somebody ordered and they didn't like it or they didn't want it. Because I'll eat pork if it's like left over. I'm not going to let it get thrown away. So I do still eat pork. I just don't order it or buy it. And I remember I had it. And I'm like, yeah, there it is again. It just doesn't taste like meat. It tastes like soy or something. I don't know.
Well, that's funny because Trader Joe's has a soy riso.
Mm.
Yeah. Wonder if it was that.
I wonder if it was. All right. That's it. Oh, shit. You were supposed to keep me honest. I got to open this thing from Mitch.
No, I hope I can hear it. These headphones are bunk.
Well, you know what? The ones that people like to make fun of you for.
Those are high quality.
Hey, you can share mine. You can lean towards each other. Hey, it's Valentine's Day. You ever see Lady and the Tramp?
Lady and the Tramp. That's right.
Let's do that. All right. So here we go. That was our list. We're going to get to the listener list here in a moment, which is brought to us week in, week out by Mitch Burns. Mitch Burns also does the Fanfliction. Yeah, Mitch does a whole lot of stuff for us, and
does.
the least we could do is open a gift that he. So here's the email that we got. Okay, this is an MP3. It's a gift to Anderson and Brian. You cannot open it until you are on the air. Avery was going to handle it, but he isn't there recording with you guys. Careful, buddy. If you push stop, we're fucked. But Brian's monkeying with the headphones.
My gosh, you're a lot better now.
So you have to trust me. Do not listen until you are both together and recording. It's a bit long. What? But it's worth it. All right, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Let's see how long it is.
You cannot make that assessment.
Oh, we can't see how long it is because it's... All right, here we go. And may God be with us. From Mitch Burns.
Hey guys, so you guys are either going to hate me for this or, I don't know,
Just cut it
be
right out.
moderately appreciative.
Hmm.
But
That's
it's
the range.
Mitch or the Mitch Burns here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that name, by the way, but that's a whole other story.
Okay.
Sounds very pretentious and I'm Canadian, So, we're not pretentious up here.
How long is this, Mitch?
So, anyways.
It's not a preamble.
This month is the 20th anniversary of when you both decided you wanted to do something
Well, one of us decided.
movie related,
Yes.
putting your voices out there in the world. It may be disputed amongst some that you guys invented podcasting.
I think we did.
I think we can all agree with that.
Pretty clear.
This month is actually 3 years when I first began
We're about 10%.
working for the Film Vault or whatever I do.
What do you say, 3 years?
And obviously I love it. And I love the TFV family that I've made and met.
self-indulgent.
And
He made the family.
I will do this job until the show's done. Or, we all die. Just a quick, funny little story. I started listening to the Film Vault in 2013. And around that time, you guys read the infamous Bill's Movie Emporium's review of the show. And 23-year-old Mitch was pretty pissed off because he loved you guys and thought you guys were the greatest show. So I went to my little
Did
movie
Mitch find
blog
Bill?
at the time, The Hollywood Persona, and I wrote a 9-paragraph review praising the Film Vault. Logan ended up reading some of it on the show, and I was like, oh my God, my name's on a podcast?
It's not that big of a deal. Trust me.
And I found the review today. I went searching for it. And I will post it in the Film Vault fan group on Facebook. But all these years later, you guys are my friends. And I have your numbers in my phone, which is just bonkers to me.
Mitch.
I've struggled with my mental health and stuff.
Oh, Mitch.
And you guys have both been there.
Is this a suicide
and
note?
I love and appreciate you guys.
Can you imagine?
It's fucking weird that Anderson and I didn't know each other and we had kids around the same time
name.
and both named our kids Atticus.
That is weird.
Anderson, I know you hate praise, so you are going to
You know.
grumble through this whole thing that I've made,
What do you mean?
obviously with help of so many people. And
What?
Brian, I'll just send you a
Surprise
copy
party.
so you can have it on a loop at bedtime.
Please.
Okay, thanks guys. I love you. I hope you kind of enjoy this.
This is my new ringtone.
Where's my bourbon?
All right. Give me. You know what I'm gonna do?
What's that?
I'm gonna pause this so we can wrap up the show and play this at the end. And both of us just.
Is
enjoy
this
it.
real beat?
I think it's a mashup of sorts.
Oh no. Oh no.
What's oh no? You love mashups.
I know, but I don't like real beat.
I think it's a mashup of many. Who knows? Should we just play it right now? Because there's like another 6 minutes.
Just play at the end.
Yeah, at the end, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll listen to it.
I definitely want to listen to it, and we'll probably even chime back in. But let's do like what we need. Let's do the also rans because I don't want to get too far away from the episode and the work that that Mitch did for us. Here's the problem, though. I have it on the emails. Can you read the listener list? Or are you able to catch that?
I don't think I have it.
Of all weeks, not to have a fucking producer. You know what I'm saying? All right, I will get to it.
I have it.
Oh, you do?
Oh, well, I have an email that says yes. Listener list for top 5 breakfast scenes. Almost made the list. Friday, big night. It took so much restraint not to have big night on there.
Good job, buddy.
5 easy pieces. Well, there you go. An Elf. But the top 5 is a 3-way tie at number 5 between Groundhog Day, Wedding Crashers, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure, The Breakfast Machine.
Yeah, I almost had that on there.
That's a great one.
It's a great one.
Was there
The
not?
80s was obsessed with automated
Yes,
breakfast
because
movies.
yeah, you're right. Because I was looking, I couldn't find the
Gremlins.
clip. Gremlins has a breakfast.
I just
show.
saw it like a week ago. Yeah, so there's
Okay.
a couple of different breakfast things going on with the orange juice not working well because his dad was an inventor and he wanted.
That's right.
God forbid anyone have to do anything that involved. It
Cracking
makes sense.
eggs.
Motor skills in the
Yeah.
morning, right?
Number 4, Knocked Up. Number 3, great choice on my also Rans. Uncle Buck. He flips a giant pancake with a snow shovel.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Reservoir Dogs. Good one. Y'all sitting around the diner. They're not really eating, I don't think. They're more
Same with
discussing.
Knocked Up. It's a great scene, great dialogue. There's so good that scene with their first meeting, and he's just filthy and he's unapologetic about how gross he is with his Mr. Skins
That's right.
site. But we're talking about Knocked Up here, but there's no breakfast eating.
And number 1, Pulp Fiction. They were not confused.
That was the Knocked Up scene. If you heard me talking about Swingers earlier, the diner that was shot. The Knocked Up breakfast scene was shot at the Swingers in Santa Monica, which
Was it?
Which has since been closed down.
I think it's the
but
only one I actually went to.
the one in West Hollywood is fantastic.
Was it? Oh, no, I
still
went
is.
to that one. I went to both. Fuck.
All right, here we go. Also Rans,
Then we got to do gambling.
and we got to gamble. Also Rans for me. Elf. I think it's been mentioned. The Groundhog Day that I already talked about. What else you got? The Falling Down is a fun one, even though breakfast has never had. Pulp Fiction, of course. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. We already talked about. Knocked Up. Fantastic Mr. Fox is a great breakfast scene, and Florida Project is on my list. However, there's no visual representation of it, but I do remember them stealing a bunch of breakfast from the buffet,
not bad.
and it was backed up by a listener as well. And
Aside from ones that are already mentioned, I have Arthur. I have Wedding Crashers. I wanted so bad to gross you out with Train Spotting.
mm-hmm. Glad you didn't.
Feces get flung. Falling Down. Did you mention Falling Down?
I did.
Okay, good.
You don't listen.
The Matrix, they have weird breakfast on the ship. 16 Candles has a fun breakfast scene.
It does.
Where the a little more hands-off grandma makes breakfast by opening a box of donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast is served.
There it is.
Breakfast is ready. Nightmare Alley has a very sad
Oh
breakfast scene.
yes, good call.
Very sad.
Good call.
Pleasantville has one of those opulent feasts I alluded to. And even though I barely remembered it, I watched a clip and the breakfast where they're making the breakfast sandwich in Birds of Prey. Remember, that's like her.
Yes,
her
yes,
thing,
yes,
the
yes.
breakfast
I watched
sandwich.
that scene actually
So
just
good.
last week. It was very good. All right.
Gamble.
Fun episode. Thanks, everybody. We managed, I think, and it's going to be a special treat to listen to the whatever was put together with the help of many of you as well, and Mitch, who's just he just continues to give.
Mitch gives of himself.
He gives of himself, and I rue the day that he's going to say, you know what, I don't have time to do this anymore because he does so much good work for the program, and I'm nervous and excited to see what's coming next. All right, so gambling from last week, we did Magic Mike's Last Dance, which is a movie that Brian can't wait to see. He told me that off air. Okay, I said 38 because that seemed fair. Brian said 62 because apparently in his head that seemed fair. Actual score with 161 reviews. The Rotten Tomatoes score is 46%, making it was close, but it makes me the winner,
Brutal.
being down 8 points as opposed to the 16 points that you were down. So that's good. Chalk it up. We're going to get back to assigning each other stuff here probably in around spring or late spring, early summer. But for the time being, we're going to be giving the listeners a couple picks each week, as well as adding. We're not. Just let me reiterate. We're doing an extra bonus pick for the foreseeable future. So instead of 3 movies each, we're doing 4 movies each, just to get a little caught up here. So more for everybody. All right.
Everyone wins.
Yes,
Except
everyone.
people that hate movies, in which case, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, I thought you were talking about yourself.
That's
Like
me.
you have to watch a 4th
I don't
movie.
hate movies. I just, I'm apathetic.
But we are watching 4 movies. I'm watching upwards of 5-6 movies a week again, and I sacrifice sleep to make it happen because I can't let my foot off the pedal for all the other stuff I'm doing. All right, gambling for this week. We will be gambling on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm worried about my son being confused and bored watching this with me
I'm
this
worried
week.
about me being confused and bored.
You may be.
Mm.
What do you know about this movie?
Nothing.
He gets small.
It's an Ant-Man film.
He gets small.
Yeah, they go into the quantum realm.
Yeah, you haven't seen The Boys, have you?
I have.
You have?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna flick fast here, but
Really?
Yeah.
You've seen all The Boys?
I almost. I think I have like 4 episodes left of the second season.
You see their version of Ant-Man?
Isn't that like the first or second episode?
No,
Isn't he inside someone and blows
Yeah,
him
it's,
up?
it's like, I think it's season 3 though.
Okay.
He's called the Tick or something. Or not the Tick. He's called the Flea, or he's called something. Oh, what was he called? Yeah, but it's what Ant-Man could do and kind of does do. They suggested he does it, but they don't show what actually happens with going inside. All right, I got a number.
I got a number.
Do you?
Yep.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I have the winning numbers.
Quantum Mania.
Let's do it.
On 3?
Yep.
1, 2, 78.
77. Oh, one
Holy
number
fuck.
off.
Come on, Ant-Man.
I was
Right.
toy. This is interesting.
Push refresh.
Do we have? No, stop it. Do we have a? I was toying with going with 79, then I realized it's a sequel to a sequel.
Ready? And we're not going to end with a song. Oh, we're going to listen to this, and then chances are we're going to have to comment, right? So I'm going to kill our mics, and we're going to listen to this thing. And then,
There might not be a score yet.
nah, it's impossible. Damn, man. I guess they don't need people coming.
Tomatoes. 61. Feeling good. Feeling really good about this with 75 reviews.
I'm very upset by it.
61%. All right.
Symphony, a Clubhouse horror anthology. That looks fun. Okay. Let's get back to it. Here is what I gotta cue.
We'll give thanks, right? And I'll,
give thanks. Well, cue
listener
it.
art. Excellent listener art by David Gulick. Do you see it?
Yes. I have not seen it up
This is actually
close.
high quality Photoshop.
It's Bad News Bears involving all major players here on the program.
Why is Carano the coach? I guess he's the
most
crankiest of all.
Coach-like. I would say I'm crankier than.
Really?
I think so. We were on a gig, Mike and I, a few weeks ago, and I took pause when he started not yelling at me, but he raised his voice and he goes, "No, that's negative thinking. You can't think that way." And I'm like, Mike's telling me I must have a problem because Mike is telling me that I'm the negative thinker.
Not bad. All right, thanks, David Goodluck. That is excellent listener art, as always. Big Duty Rue is the featured artist. Check them out at andersonandbrian.com. There's no music right now.
No, because I'm queuing up this thing.
Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/thefilmvault. Go over to our social networks to connect with us. AndersonandBrian.com is the website. Anderson and Brian is both the TikTok and the Instagram. You can find us, The Film Vault, on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube is The Film Vault Podcast. Check us out. Thanks to all of our Patreon listeners. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your experience. See you guys at the watch-along for Eraserhead.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Oh, my God. Thank you, Giovanni, Mitch Burns, for whatever we're about to hear. Mike Cole and Eric Kath. And until next time.
I'm playing music now.
Odd choice.
All right, here we go. Let's see what this is. I think it's like 5 or 6 minutes long. And thank you to everyone who was involved. The voice, the young oh boy voice, that is not Logan, that is Brian, just to let you know, just to keep you from being confused at the top. All right, here we go.
Jesus Christ.
Where's my bourbon?
All right, give me a 3, 2, 1.
All right. Here we go. The very first and ever real beat. It's not movie beat.
It's
real
movie beat tonight.
Real beat. You got to stick with real beat because it's going to be real beat.
It's movie beat tonight.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Movie beat. I'm your host, Brian Bishop. With me, as always, is Anderson.
Real beat.
Hey everybody, Superfan Giovanni here. Just want to congratulate my favorite podcast on 20-year anniversary with my favorite hosts, Anderson, Brian, my real favorite, Avery. So this February marks the 20th anniversary of the first time Brian and Anderson got behind microphones to record everybody's favorite film podcast, Real Beat. Unfortunately, we exist in the timeline where the show became the Film Vault, and Brian only collects DVDs and will not buy Blu-rays. Anderson loves every C-word robot in Marvel properties or Transformers, and then a week later pretends like he didn't like the movie he just gave a glowing review to. Other than that, the best podcast about film that exists. Even shocked you guys want to have me on after the pending litigation. For those unaware, I'm producing my own unauthorized biopic, movie about the Film Vault. Don't yet have the boys' approval. In fact, they've sent me some strong letters. If I proceed my film without consent, the unauthorized story of how superfan Giovanni created the Film Vault, they will sue me. Hopefully we'll work that out. If not, Love you guys. Bye.
This is Florence Bremer. To Brian and Anderson and to my friends at the Film Vault, thank you for telling me what to watch and what to avoid. Thank you for bringing movies to my attention that I would otherwise miss. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for including me on shows and letting me meet the best listeners in the world. Happy 20th. Here's to 20 more and 20 more after that. Love you guys.
Wait a minute. The Film Vault. Woo!
Oh my. Wow, we might have a theme song.
Hello, happy anniversary, Anderson and Brian. This is Tam Smith from Virginia, longtime listener and fan. I am so excited for you to have celebrated 20 years of doing this, and I'm just thankful I was able to find the Film Vault all those years ago. You all are the best, and I am excited every Wednesday to listen in as a Patreon member. Congratulations.
Clown's not there, Brian.
I'm enjoying
It was
this.
there moments ago, Brian.
I know what you mean by clown gone.
What's he do? Where could it be?
Anderson, Brian, this is Eric. I just want to pop in and congratulate you guys on 20 years of doing the Film Vault.
This is
I was
great.
actually kind of surprised to hear you guys have been doing this for
This is
20
only
years.
7 minutes.
That's pretty
Eric Ham's
nuts. I mean, talking movies is great, but talking movies with someone you mildly tolerate, well, hey, I suppose there's worse things you could be doing. But I've been listening to you guys for about 10 years, somewhere around there. And I've loved you guys right from the jump. And then getting to know Anderson, I've grown to love him even more. I met Brian a couple times. Brian, pretty cool guy. I'd say
I'll
here's
take
a
it. I'll
20
take
more, but I love you guys too much to wish that upon you. Unless you want it. If you want to go for 20 more years, then go for it. But either way, you guys are the best, and I really love your show.
Which is the one I assigned you? Or last time.
So last week you assigned me Oasis.
No, I thought I'm
And your
time before
Infinite
that.
Wit. Yet another music documentary, you son of a bitch.
Glorious.
And having a tambourine. First of all, there shouldn't be a tambourine on the fucking stage, Brian.
Why?
Why would there be?
Tambourine's a fine instrument.
Get out. Just get out. Just
What's wrong
leave.
with the tambourine?
Go home. Go away.
I am home.
Happy 20th anniversary, gentlemen. This is Diana calling from Ireland. Hope you're doing awesome. Thank you so much for your service throughout these last 20 years. You've introduced me to so many movies that I would never have found otherwise, and it is truly a service. And I feel so lucky to be even a small part of the Film Vault history. Florence, you're killing it. Anderson and Brian, I feel so lucky to be your friends. Love you all to the moon. Happy anniversary.
Congratulations, boys, on 20 years of successful pod.
This is a real get.
From the Orange Couch era to the birth of Cinema Dix to the double near death of Bald Brian. Congratulations
That's
on
true.
nearly 2 decades of excellence. And I think we can all agree, I hope that somewhere out there, Mo is listening. Oh, and fire that piece of shit Avery. Fucking waste of time.
Agreed.
Waste of time.
This fucking family of gypsies pulls up stakes in a motorhome and starts a cattle farm next door.
And there's just
Like, literally.
miles of nothingness.
Honeyland review.
And they're just like amidst these literally like rolling, sprawling, empty hills, and
And you learn why. It's because he wanted to steal her beekeeping ways. Like he does it very shittily.
Okay, so let me
and
ask
it's
you this.
comical watching the juxtaposition of how she does it and how he does it. All his kids are getting stung. This movie's one of the best comedies I've seen all year. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it until just now.
It's not funny till about half hour in.
Hello, Film Vault. This is Ludwig Van Bacon of LBB Art. You know, it seems like only yesterday I stumbled upon the guy from the Adam Carolla podcast and the engineer from Loveline talking about newborn porn, and it's been nothing but joy ever since. Please keep on doing it for Van Gogh. We all love you very much.
Hey guys, long time, first time. I was a junior in high school when you started the Film Vault, and talk radio was really not on my radar yet.
This is confession.
But as soon as the podcast was live, I was already familiar with Anderson from Loveline and Bald Brian, the sound guy from Adam Carolla, who was from my neck of the woods in Northern California. Your oil and water pairing, both in movie tastes, emotional range, and honestly just with each other in general, is always made the show something special for me. I did the math, and I've probably spent around 1,100 hours or 48 days of my life listening to you two in my head, and countless other hours watching movies suggested by you both. So thank you for all the laughs and the insights. Please keep it up. And please give yourself a goddamn break for once, and one that doesn't include Brian in the ICU. Congrats on the 20 years, fellas. Peter Beta.
Who was that?
Lamenting that.
Anderson's had a couple.
I'm not drinking tonight.
He's not drinking tonight.
Hey, Brian and Anderson, congratulations on 20 years of the Film Vault. I remember back when I was working at Westwood One, and I would see you guys record diligently over on the studio. Just congratulations. Time flies really quick, really fast, but I really appreciate everything you guys have done for the past 20 years. The Film Vault is, in my opinion, on the Mount Rushmore of film podcasts you must listen to. So great job. A great thanks to Brian Bishop. Brian, thank you so much for all your years of dedication and teaching Anderson Cowan all the ins and outs of cinema.
my pleasure.
Anderson is a very good friend of mine, one of my best friends, and I'm so happy to know that he's gotten a ton, if not all of his movie knowledge from your own.
It's been a real uphill
from your
battle.
own brain. So, Brian, thank you so much for that. And finally, Anderson, I apologize. Again, I'm going to keep on saying sorry about this. Congrats on the 20 years with you and Brian and TFV. But I'm so sorry. I will eventually get to rewatching The Terminal and Bridge of Spies, okay? I know those are underrated and underseen Spielberg movies. Okay, I'm going to call them like you want to call them, Mr. Spielberg, Mr. Steven Spielberg. I promise to rewatch Bridge of Spies and The Terminal again. Love you guys both. Congrats on 20 years of the Film Vault.
Love that. Or would you listen, Mo? Would you listen, Mo?
Yeah, Film Vault. Happy anniversary, Brian and Anderson. 20 years of doing the Film Vault is an incredible accomplishment.
his voice.
I'm so proud and fortunate that I got to spend a good majority of my adult life sitting and listening to you guys talk about movies. I often joke, but it's actually true that I feel like I learned more about film listening to you guys than I did in a $30,000 film school. So thank you for the education. Thank you for all the knowledge, and thank you for all the good times. It's been a fantastic time getting to know you. I consider you guys both closer to friends than former colleagues. And I can't wait to see what you guys do with the show next, because I can't imagine a world where it no longer exists. And I know that you guys are going to just keep doing it because you're never going to stop loving movies. So Film Vault forever.
Hi, Film Vault. Jillian here. Super happy for you guys. Congratulations on 20 years. That's such an accomplishment. Maybe I should give it a listen.
My wife. Chills.
20 years?
No.
Has it really been 20 years of the Film Vault?
Sorry, Christy.
That is just absolutely incredible. 20 years ago, I can't even imagine where life was, where Brian was, where Anderson was, where I was. But all I know is that Brian and Anderson were together far before Christy and Brian were together. And I'm so, so happy for you guys and so proud of you guys. And the fact that you have not repeated a topic even one time, that you've always made the show work. Come rain, come sunshine, come sickness, come health, come marriage, come trip. Come no studio, kitchen, garage, backyard, whatever it is. I've never seen two people so dedicated to a craft and something that they really enjoy doing
Trying to get away from you.
Or just barely tolerating each other.
There you go. There you go.
I'm just kidding. It is a wonderful, wonderful pleasure for me to be sitting as a fly on the wall on most nights and hearing Anderson screaming from our kitchen, which really just means passion and excitement, and I get it. And I have to tell Tessa what's up. But in all seriousness, you guys are truly incredible. You had a podcast before podcasts were a thing, and the fact that you guys have made it together this far, and you have such loyal listeners, said so much, just not just about the show, but about who the two of you are as humans. And I couldn't be more proud of you, and I love you both. All right, love Christy.
It better be it.
I did. This is just dovetailing into top 5 bad performances by good actors from the Ace Broadcasting days. I don't know. I guess it just plays next on my thing. That was incredible.
That was quite an effort.
I was not prepared for any of that.
We should not pay Mitch, but we should pay him a compliment.
We should definitely pay Mitch a compliment for putting. It was like a surprise party.
It really was.
It's what a surprise birthday party feels like.
Am I the only one who's sad that Miss Movies 1.0 wasn't there?
Yeah, I was. Maybe
she's unreachable.
Maybe she didn't respond.
She wants that part of her life blacked out.
I was expecting to hear from Brienne, but remember I pissed her off not too long ago, so maybe it was right around then that he was putting this together. And she's, I've upset her by mistake. You know, this is sad and true.
Please.
I heard a breathy female, and I'm like, oh, who's this? It's a girl that I don't know if she likes the program. It was my wife.
That's good. That means that your love is pure.
That was great. That was fantastic. Here, I'll play music here to get us out of here.
A for effort, Mitch. That was fantastic.
A for effort. Fuck you. It was
No,
A for the whole
well, I'm
thing.
saying he didn't. There was other people recording it. He reached out, I assume.
Yeah, he's the one who put together the surprise
It was
party.
all effort on his part. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
You're right there. A for effort does sound like, hey, you fucked up, and you tried. No, what I mean is that was quite an effort.
Good try, kid, is what you're saying.
No, it's not at all what I'm saying. That really came together nicely.
Well, I think that this is actually
the clips were fun.
Happy accident. Mitch had no one had any idea of knowing that this was what was coming next. But that's a great way
to end the show.
To end the program.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
It's been a good 20 years.
Parts have been fun. They're fun days.
What is this? What is going on? I'm fucking everything up. You can't hear
You can't
it,
be
but
trusted to produce the show.
I can't because I'm hearing something else. I'm just
Something's playing.
I can hear my dumb voice going. I've been with this company since 1999. Why are you saying that, Cowan? What's being played? I thought I turned everything off.
What company have you been with?
I must have been talking about Westwood One, which is not true because I started in '96, so I don't even know what I'm talking. Whatever. This is all bonus at this point. I almost want to put like a thing at the beginning of the show saying, "Hey, you got to listen to the end," because Mitch put together this very beautiful thing. I did get uncomfortable listening to some of the praise.
Not for me.
I know. You.
Mitch, I need that bedtime ringtone.
All right, so I solved the problem. Just music now. All right, so let's get us out of here.
We thanked everyone. Mitch, once again, excellent contribution. Excellent effort. Excellent contribution to the show. Loved it. It was a lot of fun.
We're so lucky to have people like Mitch and everyone that he got on the horn.
Yeah, it was fun here. It was like you said, a little reunion, little party with all of our friends, all of our Film Vault friends. It was nice to hear from everyone. Voices we have not heard from a long time. Some unexpected. I did not expect Jillian and Christy to pop in. But that was cool. So thanks. Let's never do that again. Until next time.
We do it for Van Gogh.